Hey there, it's me. I'm the Joker, y'all. Woohoo! And I'm just here to say that I fooled ya. It's me, the actual Dracula. That's right. And I've got a video today about some comic books. That's right, we're going to do a video about comic books. But before we get into that, I just got to give a huge shout out to my sponsors for today's video. Vincent Concarne's horse paste. The only horse paste. God damn it. No. The only restorative salve made with 100% horse muscle. And Dr. Swamp's leech cream. It works. Alright, so thank you for your support. Those both sound like great products. Yeah. Alright, let's get right into it. Honey holes. Honey holes. Honey, I shrunk my honey hole. So that's right, I have discovered what may potentially be a new honey hole. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'm talking about a place that not necessarily a comic book shop. In fact, I feel probably I would suspect a lot of people's honey holes aren't not actually comic book shops. What I'm talking about is a place where you can regularly find comic books priced below their fair market value. I suppose it could even mean a place that you regularly find, you know, rare books, big keys. For my purposes, I'm talking about a place that essentially has cheap comic books. I have one bona fide honey hole here in Toronto, but I'm not telling you what it is, because it's mine. It's my honey hole.
It's mine. It's my honey hole.
And so small retail just opened up back up recently here in Toronto, which means that I'm actually able to go into comic book shops once again to do some digging. Now, I haven't really had a chance to do that. I did go to one of my local shops just to get some bags and boards, but I was on the way home from work one day and I went by this shop. It's been there for years. I won't tell you what or where it is because it's my honey hole, possibly. But I will tell you this. It is not a comic book shop. It is a small, independent, ma-and-pa video game shop. You know, the kind that sells used N64 cartridges and what have you. Anyhow, I noticed in the window, I guess they had something comic book related, some gaudy Marvel baseball caps or something like that. So I decided to go in, and I found at the back of the shop they had a whole bunch of long boxes, like maybe around 12 or so. I was not expecting to find that. Why I think this has potential to be a honey hole? Well, first of all, because it's not a place you would expect to find comic books, I feel, well, I hope that there's probably not too many collectors going in there, meaning I could go in there and be one of the first to cherry pick it. I was talking to the owner for a bit, and he does sound like a collector, so you know, have these boxes been sitting there a long time? Possibly, but I feel like you know, he probably does restock them every once in a while. I know he just did a big CGC submission, which potentially means that he buys collections, and that these long boxes will change from time to time. Anyhow, even if they don't, I only went I only got to go through 3 of the boxes because they were about to close up. So I need to go back there and see what's in the rest, because I'll show you what I found. Now, I will say none of the books had prices on them. The guy said, you know, pick out the books you want, and I'll tell you the price. He priced them on the spot. I don't know what he used to price them, if he had his own price list already, or if he was going off a guide. But the majority of the books I got were $2 and $3 books, and a couple of $5 books. And I'll show you, and then you'll see why I say this has potential to be a real honey hole, because I think I got a really good deal on some of these. So we'll start with this. I was happy to see these 2 books because I recently just picked up issue number 1. This is the Black Panther 4-issue miniseries from the 80s, I believe. Right, and yeah, so that's number 2, and number 3, right? Yeah, and the condition is good. The condition on the majority of these books is really good. Now we're this one. This is a book I will always pick up, especially if it's like $1 or $2. The Punisher number 6. Sweet Mike Mignola cover. Frank, you know, some toxic waste. Green cloud in the background. Really, that's one of my favorite Punisher covers. Yeah, so we got a few more Punisher. Next up we've got Punisher number 19. Okay, that's you could see that's Punisher in the land down under. All right, okay, you see that. There's Frank right there. Okay, and he's riding a camel. Okay, which in Australia we call these sand monsters. Right, and of course he's the primary mode of transportation in Australia. Sand monsters. Okay, and you see Frank's got his gun, handy gun there, trusty shotgun. So, you know, in America they've got drive-by shootings, right? In Australia we've got camelback shootings, right? We call that when you do that, we call that roasting a drogan. Right, and next up we've got Punisher 28, which is Punisher surrounded by it's like a bunch of Doctor Dooms there, so that is pretty awesome. Okay, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 200, Trial of Magneto. Uncanny 205 with Wolverine there, all hooked up to something, right? And this is a good segue into the next book. I was really excited to find this, especially for a couple of dollars. Marvel Comics Presents 72, which is the first appearance of Wolverine as Weapon X. classic Barry Windsor Smith stuff. And then my absolute favorite issue of What If, another book I will always pick up if I see it. What If 24? What if Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires? All right, and there's Frank again. Yes, so what if we all know he's not? But what if? All right, and oh yeah, found 2 of those actually. All right, now, so nothing huge there, but again, I think those were all like $2 or $3 books, so and all in really nice condition. Next up, we've got Master of Kung Fu 125. Right. Now, what this is the final issue of the series. Although technically, I guess it's not, because in 2017, 34 years after this was published, Marvel released Master of Kung Fu 126. Okay, so I mean, here we see Shang-Chi, you know, walking away, towards this city line here. Is going to hang up his headband, and he's got his robe here in a crumpled heap on the floor. So this is kind of illustrates how this is the final issue, and he's done being the Master of Kung Fu, or so we thought, because as I said, in 2017 they made issue 126, which apparently was an absolute trash heap of a book written by disgraced wrestler turned disgraced mixed martial artist turned disgraced comic book writer CM Punk. So, you would say the final issue would be 126, right? Because it comes after 125. But you can't do that, You just can't. This is the final issue. It even says now it has come to an end. So how are you going to just go and 34 years later make issue 126 and say, well, okay, it came to an end, but then there's this, Shang-Chi eating ice cream with a monkey, which is what CM Punk decided to have him do. But I mean, that's like if DC was like, okay, we're going to end Detective Comics at issue 1050, and then 50 years later they're like, hey guys, here's the issue 1051. You can't do that. I mean, you just can't. You can, I guess, but you shouldn't. And CM Punk should have known better. Okay, and anyhow, so this is the final issue. Okay, this is it. The end of Master of Kung Fu. You see Shang-Chi, he's walking away. For 10 years he's walked away with the warrior. Now he's leaving it all behind. This is the final issue. It's the first cameo of Gambit, first full appearance of Gambit, the end of Master of Kung Fu, final issue of Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, end of story. But it's not the end of the story, because they did another issue. Alright, moving along. We got a few sweet Bronze Age books here. And again, this goes to my kind of hope that this is a real potential honey hole. I mean, there's nothing huge here. Some minor keys. But, given the price, I'd say I'm really hoping to find more books like this. So, first up, we've got Marvel Feature Presents number 5. Right, so with Ant-Man, featuring Ant-Man and Egghead. And this is a first appearance, I believe, of, I don't remember the character's name, Egghead's niece, something like that. He's got, oh yeah, there's Ant-Man there, and Egghead. So that's pretty cool. It's got a big, you know, it's got some issues. There's a you know, a big seam here, but for a few bucks, you know, why not? We got a couple issues of Invaders number 20, and this is the first appearance of the second Captain Britain. So yeah, that was pretty sweet to find, and yeah, condition's really good. Then Invaders 37, which is also a first appearance of Lady Lotus. So nice book. And finally, and this is one that I was kind of most excited about. It's not a huge book by any means, but you know, it's in great condition, and it's from 1972, The Demon number 4. All right, story and art by Jack Kirby. Yeah, really cool book. Really happy to find this one. You know, it's you know, maybe I think I don't know if I paid $3 or $5 for this, but this is easily like a $10 or $15 book. So you know, basically paid about a third of what it's worth. Yeah, and that was it. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this you think this is a real potential honey hole here? I certainly hope so. You know, this was this did I do good? Got a good I think I got a real bargoon here. So I'm gonna be going back to this place hopefully sometime today or tomorrow, and looking through the rest of their boxes, hoping to find some stuff. I did see a lot of cool books there. I just you know, this was the stack I ended up with. But there's definitely some books I want to go back and get, and hopefully find more stuff like this, especially that Bronze Age stuff. That would make it all worth it. Alright guys, so that's it for now. If you're watching this, I still have 2 mystery boxes left as of this recording. If you're interested, hit me up. $50 shipped Canada. Or maybe they're gone by now. If that's the case, don't worry, there will be more mystery boxes coming that will be even better. Although these ones, I gotta say, are really good. I know from what I've seen that's been unboxed already that the 2 boxes I have left, yeah, there's some pretty sweet books in those. So, alright guys, take care.